Welcome to Everyday Talk, everybody. I hope this video finds all of you guys in good health and everybody is really staying safe. I'm in, this is my quarantine office. This is where I come now to where, when I want to do a video podcast to get some peace and quiet, I got to come into my quarantine office. Like I said, I hope all this finds you guys in good health and everyone is staying healthy, staying safe. Don't play with this virus. Do not play with this virus. I'm going to say it again. Don't play with this virus. Do not play with this virus. Give me 1 second, man. I'm trying to figure all this out still. 1 second. So what are we talking about today? What is our topic about today? Why aren't we staying at home? Why aren't we staying at home? That's what I'm not understanding. Why aren't we staying at home? Americans have this false sense of security that we are invisible. For some reason, like we cannot be touched, and we're just this, this superpower that will overcome anything, and that's not the case. But before we get into all that, let me go ahead and tell you guys our new morning show just released at 6 a.m. this morning. I'm talking to an attorney at law, Joe Delguy, about being about martial law. How close are we to martial law coming? What are our rights during martial law? So that's a good listen. Do not miss it because you guys will learn a lot. Also, I'm talking to the author of a book called When Parents Lead, Children Will Follow. Ernest Jackson, one of my assistant boxing coaches, and we're talking about parents, grandparents. Are they able to discipline their grandchildren? And do they have the same right of disciplining their grandchildren? So everybody go like the page, Everyday Talk Podcast. If you're looking at it now and haven't liked it, like this page. Go subscribe to the pages on our audio podcast on Spotify, Anchor Podcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. We're on every major platform, and we're going to be bringing you guys a lot of material because that's all we got. We got a lot of time. We got a lot of time on our hands, and I really want to get the right information out to you guys because there's a lot of misinformation. There's a lot of untrue facts out there to try to scare us, but I want you guys to know this shit is real. There's no getting around that. It's real, and we have to do what we have to do to stay safe and make sure we don't get this virus. But we need to be staying at home. So we have this false sense of security as Americans that we can't be touched by anything. That is far from the truth. I don't know why we think like that, and we just think that we're the superpower. We're invisible, and we're so strong. There's a cure around the corner. It'll be over next week. But we have to stay home. This is not a joke. And it really got real for me last night to tell me, yo, this ain't no joke. So I just want everybody out there to practice safe practices, man. Like, I left the house today to go get some essentials. I went to go to Kroger's, and I seen the parking lot was full. I passed Kroger's. I said, I'm not going to Kroger's. There's too many people there. Someone could be infected. So I went to the Dollar General. There's like 2 cars in the parking lot. Nobody in there. But I also went with my gloves, with my medical gloves on, and I had a face mask. If you guys need face mask, if you stay in Toledo, Ohio, Cypress, Eurudia is making face mask for everyone. For $5, a $5 donation. You guys can hit her up. I will tag her name in the comments in this video after the video's done. You guys can hit her up, and she has them for a $5 donation. The $5 donation is she's not trying to make money. It's just to keep her with the material to continue making the mask. But I went in that joint. I'm telling you, I went in that joint with gloves on and a mask, and they didn't have a lot of the stuff that I needed. So I said, well, I got to go, I got to go to another store. And I hate doing it because I feel like I am exposing myself, and because I know how serious this is. So I'm exposing myself every time I go into another store. So past another grocery store, parking lot was full. I didn't go in there. I went to another grocery store, a little one here called Save a Lot. There's a few cars in there. I went into that store, got what I needed, and got right up out of there. As soon as I got home, D Glove took my mask off, cleaned my mask, took my car keys, sprayed it with Lysol, took my cell phone, sprayed it with Lysol, came back out in my car, sprayed the car, steering wheel, and things that I touch with Lysol. So, this is not a game. We need to stay home. Stay home, people. This is not a game. What else? What other topics do we have? What else? So it is real. A relative of mine has contracted COVID-19. Just found this out last night. A relative of mine now, when someone because a lot of us, even myself included, was like, who do we know with this virus? I don't know anyone and I was just saying this yesterday. I don't know anyone with this virus. How serious is it? 600,000 people worldwide got it, but nobody is commenting or nobody is saying that they know someone who has it. I know someone who has it now. A relative of mine definitely has COVID-19. He's in the hospital now. And, I just hope and wish that he has a speedy recovery. But him, like a lot of us, played with this thing. Didn't think that COVID-19 was real. Didn't think the coronavirus was real. Didn't think that he could get infected with it. A lot of us think that we can't get infected with it. And man, it's scary to know. It's scary to know that someone that has it. Now, I had no contact with him in a long time. So I seen him maybe, look, I even did that. I said, when's the last time I seen my cousin? And I seen him in passing at a gas station. And I count down the days because I was doing something real specific. So I knew what day it was that I seen him. And it's been over 20 days since I seen him. So, but he was the one, like many of us, man. And, COVID ain't gonna stop me. He even got a Facebook video saying, "Yeah, I'm doing my thing. I'm kicking it." But it got him. He's infected. He's in the hospital now. They're trying to treat him for it, and all he said was that he got sick and basically started having shortness of breath, and that's what made him go to the hospital. He started, he wasn't feeling good and, started having shortness of breath. Everybody's inboxing me, asking me. I don't know all the details. I only talked to him through Messenger and, just wished him well, told him, we hope he gets through it. And but talking to my other cousins, that they told me about, the symptoms that he said he had or whatever. But he just said that I wasn't feeling good and started getting shortness of breath. So I had to, he had to go in and get checked out. Now, a lot of people don't understand that it takes 3 days for these tests to come back, but the doctors can do a chest x-ray and see fibrosis in your lungs and know that you have it, and they could do blood work. And then they have a new test now that is like 45 minutes to come back to tell that you actually have the virus. But yeah, he definitely has the virus, so that right there made it even more real for me. And all the precautions that I've been taking already, I've been quarantined since last Friday. It's like 11 days, 12 days now. So all the precautions that I've been taking, they're heightened now. They're heightened because it got real. I know someone who has it. My cousin, a relative of mine. So it's real, and we got to do what we have to do to stay safe. And that brings me into they telling us to social distant. I'm saying no. We need to go a step further. We need to isolate. Well, you need to isolate yourself and don't leave the house unless you absolutely have to. Like today, I had to leave the house because they needed milk. The kids needed milk. We needed water, which I couldn't find. We needed a few other things like, some Gatorade and other stuff. So I needed to leave the house. But what we have to do, we have to isolate. Don't leave your house unless you absolutely have to. And when you leave your house, just make sure you're protected. Because I don't even know with the way I'm acting and, all the precautions that I'm taking, if that's even enough. If that's even enough. In the last 11 days, I could tell you how many people I came in contact with. It's been very, very, very few. But I'm not the only adult in my house. So we just have to, whenever we go somewhere, we just have to be, you have to treat this like everybody has it. That's my only thing, the only thing I can relate to saying. We have to treat this like everybody has it. And when I went to them stores, like dude came up on me, I'm in the line. I gave the one lady, I gave her about 10, 12 feet. And, my man was behind me, and he's like right behind me. So I looked back. I said, bro, can we get a little space? Oh, my bad. I'm like, yeah, we need that space. And it's hard for us to understand that because we really don't understand how personal we are until we can't be it no more. But we're a very personal species. But we have to treat everyone like they have it. That's how you have to live life right now. It's not normal. And life is not going to be normal within the next couple days, next few weeks. We just have to live life like everyone has it. Everyone. That's how you have to move, like everyone has it. But yeah, like I was saying, make sure you guys go listen to the audio podcast on Spotify, Anchor Podcast, Google Podcast, and Apple Podcast, Everyday Talk Podcast. Go look it up. You guys don't want to miss that. If you guys want to become a sponsor, you guys can actually go into Anchor and become a monthly sponsor if you want to support the podcast, because all this good stuff, it costs a little bit of money. So if you guys want to support it, the Cash App is right there. Yep, it's right there. But what we're going through leads me to say they are saying the most vulnerable people, the people that if they contract this virus, the ones that can die, those are the ones that we really need to protect. And that is our community. That is our older folks. That is our seniors. What are we doing as a community to protect him, to make sure that they're not getting exposed or risking their lives to go get essential stuff that they need? I was thinking of a plan that we could devise as a community. My wife actually said that she's seen some people in other countries with the elderly. What they would do is all the elderly people, they would put a green piece of paper in their window. That would indicate to all of us in the neighborhood, if you have elderly people in your neighborhood, that they are okay. They don't need anything. If they needed something essential, they would then take that green piece of paper out of their window and they would put a red piece of paper in that window. That would indicate to one of us in the neighborhood that they are in need of something essential. And that's when we would go over there and ask them what they need and go get that for our seniors. This also limits more people in more places. It gives, I'd rather do that for, even though how scared I am of this virus, I'd rather go out and get the stuff that the seniors need, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, anyone, my neighbors. I rather, if they're older, if they're seniors, I rather go get their stuff and bring it back to them because I have statistically a better chance of surviving of this virus if I get it. And statistically, they don't have a very good chance of surviving. So I think that's what we need to do. We need to really think in our stop waiting for the government or people or city's officials to tell us we need to do something. We could do stuff as a people, and we could start this stuff on our own. We don't have to wait for instructions. All of us have a brain. All of us can think on our own. We can, we could do stuff inside of our communities and neighborhoods uh, to mitigate the exposure. Like, what if we all got together and, 10 houses on the block said, you know what, each one of these houses will make a store run every day, and get the list out, and one person from that house will go get the list for the 10 houses on the block, something like that. But we really need to do something for the elders. So I think that idea with the pieces of paper, if you got together on your block, or got with the elders on your block and just told them, look, you need something. If you don't need nothing, keep that green paper in your window. If you need something, put that red paper in your window, and then someone will come over, check you out, and go get the things that you need. Because it's nobody's playing with this. My dad, he just got back from Louisiana, and he's like, "Oh, let me see my grandson." I said, "Dad, you on a 14-day quarantine, but he's doing good, but he's taking all his precautions too, because my niece went over there to get a little gas money, and he put it in the mailbox, told her to go about her business. Don't even knock on the door. I'm putting it in the mailbox. It's for you in the mailbox." But yeah, man, I like this new setup. How you guys liking this setup? I can't see anyone's comments. I'm still learning. I'm still learning this program here. I mean, I can mess with it for a little bit if you guys don't mind. That's not it. That's not it. This isn't it. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Is this up? Yeah, I don't know. I should have maybe I should have put it up there so I could see all you guys' comments. If you guys are commenting, I will answer all your comments. But yeah, man, make sure you guys stay safe. Take every precaution. Let's go back to what we were talking about. So our topics is why aren't we staying at home? Why aren't we staying at home? We aren't staying at home because we feel like we are invisible. We're not staying at home because we feel like we could defeat everything. That is not the case. It is real. A relative of mine has COVID-19. So that's in Toledo, Ohio. And I think we have about 10. He will be the 11th confirmed case. And I'm pretty sure there'll be more today. The governor speaks he's probably speaking now while I'm speaking. So yeah, take precautions. We need to isolate rather than to social distance. We don't need to be around anyone. The only people that should be in your house is your family, and you don't need to be, just talk on the phone, FaceTime. That's what we have to do. Isolate yourself. Stay safe. And what are we doing to help the elderly in our community, the seniors? We need to devise a plan. I'm gonna do that actually on my block. I'm gonna go to all the seniors' homes around my block. There's maybe about 6 or 7 of them, and I'm just gonna tell them here. Let's try to work this paper program. If you guys need anything, we'll go get it. Green means you're good. Red means you need somebody to come over there to go store it for you. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, listening in to the video. Make sure you guys please go listen to the podcast on Everyday Talk Podcast. You can find it on every major podcast platform: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor Podcast. If you would like to become a monthly sponsor, you can go into the Anchor Podcast. You can click sponsorship and sponsor the podcast for a monthly fee, whatever you want. And if you just want to support the podcast, Cash App is right there. I'm only doing this so we can keep upgrading, using great um, applications like this to bring to you guys to make it more enjoyable. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been your host, Lamar Chant Maker Right.